This is verse 18 of the second chapter of the Gospel of Matthew. Matthew has been describing the slaughter of the innocents, as it's commonly called, the wrath unleashed by Herod against the young boys that were there in the region of Bethlehem. And of course, he ties this to a prophetic statement, a kind of prophetic lamentation that you find in the Old Testament book of Jeremiah, in which Jeremiah is actually describing in this text the wailing, the weeping that took place in connection with the deportation of Ephraim, and which is the common way of referring to the northern 10 tribes. And in that connection, Matthew ties a sort of echo of that into the situation that takes place here in the region of Bethlehem. So we have phone, the word for voice, a voice. En, preposition, takes the dative rhema, which is a location generally tied to Ephraim, kind of a similarity in the words there, a voice in rhema. Akusthe, from akuo, I hear. This is the third person singular aorist passive indicative, so a voice was heard, a passive voice there. And then two words that both describe weeping or wailing. We have klauthmos, which can mean crying aloud and so on, and the connective kai, or dumos, which also means wailing or wailing aloud. Both of them are connected to the adjective here, polu, great. These are both masculine nouns, and this is the masculine adjective. So great weeping and wailing is the idea. And then Raquel, of course, this is the name Rachel. In the Old Testament, Kliusta, from Clio, to weep. Another word common in the New Testament, you run into it, weeping. So Rachel, weeping. This is a participle. And so it's a present active participle, weeping, feminine, singular nominative, referring back to Rachel. So Rachel weeping, and then as if a direct object of this, weeping the children, wailing or mourning. Ta tekna, the children, autes of her. This is the feminine pronoun, genitive singular. So Rachel weeping her children. Weeping for her children, of course, would be the way we'd bring it into English, but actually lamenting them might be a little closer idea. Kai, connective, uk, the negation, athelin, from thelo, which means to want something, to desire something. This is the imperfect we have here at this point, so third person singular, imperfect active indicative, and was not willing, the idea of an ongoing state of mind, was not willing, with the infinitive, which commonly goes with fellow. Paraklethenai, from parakaleo, means a variety of things, to comfort, to encourage, that idea. This is the aorist infinitive, passive infinitive, not willing to be comforted. And the reason then hoti, because, uk asen, because they are not. These have been deported, and they are no longer there. And of course, Matthew sees in this a bit of a connection then to, of course, what took place in Bethlehem. It was at least legendary that the tomb of Rachel was not too far from Bethlehem, and so it may be the reason that he uses that verse, that now, in a sense, Rachel once again weeping, as certainly there were women and fathers too, I'm sure, in Bethlehem that were wailing the great atrocity that was perpetrated against them, and he uses this Old Testament text to describe the lamentation that rose from that area.